As the fighting continues, many Americans are caught in the chaos. They're looking for ways to get home. A flight paid for by Florida taxpayers landed in Tampa today after taking off from Cairo. And those on board tell us it was a long and strenuous journey. 10 Tampa Bay's Shannon Clow caught up with them just moments after they landed.
Well, a lot of these families feeling the same way. They say at one point it was just complete fear they were feeling, but finally as they touched down here in Tampa, they are feeling that sense of relief. A lot of them sharing the same story, that they went to Israel for vacation and then things took a turn for the worse.
We were just on vacation and suddenly we're in the middle of rockets and bombing.
The Zins family traveled to Israel 2 weeks ago to move Talia Zins from Danville, California to college at the University of Haifa.
My whole family came with me. We made it a family vacation.
The vacation quickly turned into a nightmare.
Honestly terrified. We were all scared for our lives and just wanting to go home.
The family recalls hearing bomb sirens and rockets going off.
Fear, distress. We are refugees with the clothes on our backs leaving a war-torn country.
The family knew they had to get back to the United States.
We were in fear for our lives, fugitives with nothing but the clothes on our back.
The past few days have consisted of constant concern and little sleep.
We slept with our shoes on, fully clothed, because we knew at any minute we could get a call saying that they had a plane.
That call came from Project Dynamo. The Tampa nonprofit organized for 23 people to be rescued, then says the Florida Department of Emergency Management stepped in, funding the flight and taking over. About 40 Americans who were stranded in Israel made it on that flight from Cairo.
Honestly, none of us slept for a solid 72 hours or more.
This morning, after 23 hours on the plane, they landed in Tampa. While relieved, the trauma is still fresh.
When I hear a motorcycle rev an engine now, I'm really very sensitive because the trauma is real. We couldn't go swimming. This was no longer a vacation. This was flight or fight, and it was hard to sleep. It was hard to relax.
But relaxing is exactly what they plan to do tonight when they fly back home to California.
Sleep in our own beds for the first time in 2 weeks and hopefully get some actual sleep.
Thankful to Project Dynamo and their team.
But we're back on our home soil, and we're very glad to be here.
Let's just say when that plane landed, everybody clapped.
We clapped.
In Tampa, Shannon Clow, 10 Tampa Bay.
And just a few minutes ago, during a speech in Manatee County, Governor Ron DeSantis said we could expect more rescue flights soon. We did reach out to the Florida Department of Emergency Management to figure out why the plane this morning they funded wasn't full. An aircraft like that should have 200 plus seats, but Project Dynamo says only about 40 people were on board. 23 of those were in touch with Project Dynamo before the state took over.